They noticed the shift gradually, not with alarm, but with a quiet hesitation, as if life itself had paused for a moment. A misplaced key, a forgotten word, a lingering pause where laughter once flowed freely. These small disruptions felt almost invisible, yet carried weight. At first, it was easy to explain them away with busyness or fatigue, but slowly these moments lingered and the rhythm of the household softened. Even the air seemed to hold a question unspoken. Life, normally confident and flowing, became cautious and deliberate. Each small change invited observation and reflection, a gentle reminder that attention matters more than assumption. And in that softening, people began to move closer, noticing one another more, sensing the subtle ways love and care could hold a space for what might come next. When laughter changed laughter, once spontaneous and abundant, began to arrive in small doses, measured and intentional. Mealtimes felt quieter, and evenings unfolded gently rather than with their usual energy. The house, so often alive with warmth, began to adapt to this subtle shift, offering spaces for reflection and care. Smiles were no less genuine, yet carried a new awareness, a recognition of fragility and presence. Those who loved each other most noticed first, their instincts sharpened by observation. In these quiet moments, connection deepened, even as the energy of everyday life slowed. The change was not loss, but evolution, a delicate recalibration of attention and care. They learned to inhabit the spaces between words, to honor the pauses, and to find comfort in the small, deliberate acts of presence that sustain the household. Adjusting daily rhythms. Life adapted to the unexpected with quiet resilience, as routines shifted naturally to accommodate new needs. Appointments, errands, and obligations were reorganized, not out of fear but out of a desire for balance and ease. Each person in the family assumed a role without announcement, providing support where it was needed most. Humor softened tense moments, gentle reminders guided daily tasks, and information became a form of empowerment. These adjustments were not dramatic. They were the quiet scaffolding that allowed everyone to move forward together. By noticing what was truly necessary, the household created a rhythm that was both stable and flexible, a dance of care and attentiveness that honored presence over performance and love over obligation. Each day became an exercise in thoughtful action and mindful engagement, finding comfort in simple acts. The smallest gestures took on extraordinary significance: a hand held without words, a blanket straightened, a quiet check-in with a cup of tea. These acts became expressions of care more powerful than speech, grounding the family in a shared understanding of love and presence. Attention to detail transformed into an art of devotion, from remembering preferences to noticing when a pause meant more than fatigue. Life slowed in these moments, not as restriction, but as a chance to inhabit awareness fully. Through these practices, the household built a rhythm of quiet reassurance, one where stability emerged from consistency and mindfulness rather than grand gestures. Presence, care, and attentiveness became the guiding principles, silently shaping relationships and creating spaces where everyone could feel supported and understood. The patience of waiting time acquired a new texture, stretching out in waiting and observation. Conversations turned practical, focusing on the essential, while pauses became moments to notice subtle changes in mood, energy, or expression. Patience emerged not as a burden but as a skill, cultivated quietly and gently. Each day offered small opportunities to strengthen awareness, to listen, and to respond with care. Even the seemingly ordinary, an afternoon shared over tea, a smile exchanged across a room, took on profound significance. Life slowed enough to allow presence to matter more than performance, and every interaction became an exercise in connection, in attunement, and in gratitude. The household discovered that waiting was not empty but full of subtle meaning, teaching the quiet power of attention and steady companionship. Learning together. In these moments, the family became students of each other's rhythms. Knowledge transformed into comfort, with conversations, observations, and shared reflections offering guidance through uncertainty. Small discoveries became celebrations, and understanding grew through listening rather than instruction. Each person contributed, not by taking charge, but by observing, supporting, and engaging with awareness. Learning became a shared process, strengthening bonds and encouraging empathy. By paying attention to the smallest details, they found reassurance and stability, proving that understanding is not just intellectual but relational. The family learned together that care is cultivated, not assumed, and that listening, presence, and patience form the foundation of resilience and love. Balancing two worlds. Life carried on both quietly within the home and externally in the wider world. Outside, schedules and social expectations continued, often oblivious to the delicate rhythms inside. Yet the family managed these dual realities gracefully, protecting energy and prioritizing connection. Conversations were mindful, words chosen carefully, and moments of privacy safeguarded as essential. Through this balance, they cultivated a sense of calm and control, reminding themselves that attention to what matters most need not conflict with life beyond the household. By honoring these two worlds, they learned that presence is a practice, not a performance, and that thoughtful attention can coexist with the demands of everyday life, creating a sense of groundedness even amidst the noise. The quiet strength of community support often arrived subtly: a message, a meal, a conversation, or simply shared company. These gestures, though quiet, reinforce that no one navigates life alone. Friends, neighbors, and even acquaintances contributed their presence in ways that went largely unnoticed, yet carried immense significance. This network of care allowed the family to sustain itself, providing reassurance and comfort without fanfare. It became clear that resilience is rarely solitary. It is built in relationship, in moments of attention and support, offered freely and received gratefully. The presence of others, even in small ways, created a steady undercurrent of love, connection, and shared responsibility that bolstered the household and enriched the daily rhythm of life. Finding joy in small victories, celebration came gently, with awareness rather than extravagance. Achievements were recognized in subtle ways: a clear morning, a laugh that returned naturally, a small step forward in routine. These moments were held with reverence, protected from pressure or expectation. Joy became deliberate, appreciated for its authenticity rather than its spectacle. The household learned to notice the nuances of progress and to savor them fully. By attending to these small victories, they nurtured hope and cultivated gratitude, creating spaces where optimism could grow naturally. Each gentle success became a reminder of resilience, patience, and the enduring power of ordinary moments experienced consciously and shared thoughtfully with those they loved. Living with presence. Life unfolded with attention to the present, and the family discovered that presence rather than performance defines meaning. Days became invitations to notice, respond, and connect. Tasks and routines were less about efficiency than about engagement, and every interaction became an opportunity for care. Awareness shaped priorities, and small gestures carried profound weight. Inhabitants of the household became attuned to subtle cues, responding with compassion and deliberate attention. By living intentionally, they cultivated a rhythm that honored both stability and flexibility. The ordinary became sacred, and each act, however small, was imbued with purpose, revealing the beauty and strength inherent in presence, mindfulness, and relational attentiveness. Lessons in perspective. Experiences of slowing, waiting, and observing shifted perceptions. Time was no longer taken for granted, and relationships gained new clarity. What once seemed urgent or overwhelming diminished in importance as attention focused on connection and care. Gratitude became a daily practice, woven into meals, conversations, and shared moments. Life was understood not through accomplishments but through the quality of attention and presence. By embracing these lessons, the family discovered that meaning resides in the ordinary, that love is expressed in small, deliberate gestures, And that resilience is cultivated quietly through awareness, patience, and shared presence. Moving forward, gently, life resumed with intention and care, guided by lessons learned in quiet attentiveness. Decisions were considered thoughtfully, ambition tempered by awareness, and progress measured by alignment with values rather than external expectations. The household approached each day with gentleness, cultivating relationships, nurturing presence, and honoring what matters most. Gratitude, attention, and deliberate engagement became the markers of progress, offering a renewed sense of stability and purpose. Through this approach, the family discovered that living fully does not require speed or spectacle, but emerges naturally from care, connection, and mindful presence, allowing life to unfold with grace and intention, strengthened by the quiet rhythms of shared attentiveness. The enduring power of connection. Ultimately, the story reflects the quiet strength of ordinary life. It is not shaped by crises or drama, but by the attentive, deliberate acts that sustain love and connection. Daily gestures, listening, observing, offering support, carry more weight than public recognition or achievement. Through presence and care, the family built a home rooted in trust, patience, and attentiveness. Life continued, enriched by deeper understanding, gentler awareness, and enduring connection. The most profound truth remains simple. Love is sustained in presence, attention, and intention. And in embracing these values, they discovered resilience, hope, and the subtle, lasting power of shared life lived with care.